Hey guys, this is Ray with kellyday.net, and this video is going to be about hosting. And I have a bunch of questions here that I wrote down that have come via my clients who have asked these questions, and I just wanted to put this video together because this was going to help you understand what hosting is and why you need it and what does it actually do. So let me go through these questions, and hopefully this will serve you well, and that it'll give you a good understanding of what hosting actually is. So let me go just by order in which I have them here. Do you need hosting? Well, the short answer is yes, you need hosting, because hosting, your hosting provider is kind of like the person that's providing you real estate to build your house on. So without hosting, you really have no internet real estate to start building your website. So yes, you do need hosting. Anybody who is actually building a website online, or a business that needs a website, has to have their own hosting. Now, what is hosting? Hosting is exactly that. Hosting is your internet real estate that's hosting your website. So you could either rent that space just like you could rent your own house, or you can own that space just like you can own your house. They both serve the same purpose. Hosting is the actual physical location in which those numbers, which represent IP addresses, which represent domain names, so if it's kellyday.net, that actually translates into a numerical value that sits on a computer system somewhere in the form of an IP address, and where that computer system sits inside this rack system is your actual hosting provider's computer that's connected to the internet. Now, it sounds all kinds of crazy. There used to be a day in which people out of their own garage can have a pretty good hard drive system connected to a pretty fast, reliable internet connection, and they could actually sell you hosting. Those days also are gone. Hosting has come down in price to such a level that now you can buy very robust, very secure hosting systems for a fraction of the cost that it once was. There was a time in which hosting, and I'm kind of going right into this next one, how much is hosting? There was a time in which hosting would cost you several $100s a month just for hosting. And it had bandwidth restrictions, it had domain name restrictions, it had all these kind of filters and restrictions on it, and it still cost several $100s a month. Times have changed. Now you can get hosting which allows you to have multiple domain names, and I'm going to explain that to you. It's going to cost you probably around $6, $7, $8 a month. Some of them offer zero contracts. Some of them have, if you agree to a multi-year contract, they'll drop the price down even further. So you could see the difference between several $100s a month to now $6, $7, or $8 a month. And that's just for the shared hosting. You know, $6, $7, or $8 a month is shared hosting. And the dedicated hosting, you're probably going to be looking at about $160 a month for a inexpensive dedicated hosting. And I'm going to get into what the differences are and the type of hosting, or the kind of hosting that you need, in this next question. So what type of hosting do you need? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do online. If you have a business online that is selling just widgets, then having a shared hosting is all you need. Or if you have a business that the primary role of that business is to get exposure that you exist and try to drive traffic to the site and drive traffic to your physical locations, then shared hosting is also all you really need. If you have a financial industry or a financial sector kind of business, or insurance, health insurance, or life insurance, there might be certain regulations that you need to have your own dedicated server. And what do those kind of look like? Well, I grabbed some pictures online to give you an idea. This is a typical rack system where all these computers are lined up, and each one of them might have several hundred different websites on there, and you share this environment. This one website might have, you know, a plumbing store, and on the same website might be a boutique, you know, or a spa or a hair salon. All those different websites are going to be on this one computer. Now, dedicated IP addresses or dedicated hosting, they'll only have that one computer, or that one computer will be assigned for that one website, and it might not even reside on the same rack. It might have it on its own rack outside of this, so if any physical damage happens here, you're still outside of that. Plus, if any hacker comes in here and tries to take out this website, every other website that's on this server will not be affected. Now, that might sound gloom and doom, and I've never had a website go down because of malicious activity on the server. I've been notified that there's some suspicious activity going on a website that I share on a hosted platform, but they take care of it. They have security experts and they monitor this stuff, and I don't really think that there's any real threat that would warrant me recommending for the average business anything other than a shared hosting environment. And to give you a couple of examples, like obviously here, this is a very secured looking office where these computers are in there. You don't got a lot of just freelancing or people coming around this type of environment. I'm sure that the door is probably a fingerprinted kind of access in and out. They have monitors on here. It's regulated with climate control and all that stuff. This is a very nice shared environment. And then you have stuff like this. This is what you obviously want to avoid. Somebody offering hosting, and what they're doing is that they have their computer set up inside their garage. They're connected to the internet, and they're selling off space on their hard drive to you. Now, obviously, if this guy loses power, then you're going to be out of a website until this guy pays his FP&L bill or power is restored. So this is obviously something that you want to avoid. This is something that I obviously do not recommend, and this is something that KellyDay.net does not provide. And the price difference, like I said, is probably about 10 times more expensive to get a dedicated hosting platform versus a shared platform. For these next questions on how to buy hosting and where to buy hosting, I'm going to tackle them both at the same time here because they're kind of connected. And what I mean by how to buy hosting, a lot of times a client will go buy a domain name and then feel obligated or feel as if they have to buy the hosting through the same company because they don't understand that a domain name is handled differently than the hosting. You know, the domain name is handled through what's called a registrar. And there's companies like GoDaddy that probably have millions and millions and millions of domain names hosted on there. And sure, if they can get a slice of the hosting action, well, that's a great upsell for them and more money coming in. But you are not obligated. You can buy your domain name through GoDaddy and buy your hosting through HostGator and buy your internet marketing through KellyDay.net. It doesn't matter. But a lot of people don't understand that. So what I recommend is buy your domain names from a separate registrar. Use GoDaddy. I'm an affiliate for GoDaddy. I probably have 50 or 60 domain names, personal domain names that I have with them. I recommend them. You just got to put up through all the little upsells that they try to do as you process out a domain name purchase. But yeah, go buy your domain names through GoDaddy. Your hosting, I would only recommend a hosting platform that allows you a couple of things here. They allow you to have unlimited domain names all on that same shared hosting environment, and they offer a cPanel or a control panel interface. This gives you a lot of scalability, a lot of ability to upgrade your site. You could put a WordPress platform on there or a Joomla platform on there. You could do a lot of add-ons. You could have email routing, email forwarding, web-based email. A lot of features compact into the cPanel or control panel environment. Now, not all control panels are the same. There are some hosting companies that have their own proprietary control panel that really limit your ability to do the kind of things from a search engine optimization standpoint or from an upgradability standpoint, and I would not recommend those for you. Hosting is important, and I feel like I said here, the next step involves hosting, and many companies charge you for hosting of a single domain and put you on a monthly contract. We don't do that. We do the opposite. We find you the best, most reliable hosting provider and send you a link so you could purchase the hosting independently from us and at wholesale price. A lot of times the link that we'll send you actually give you a reduced coupon, so the price is actually cheaper than what you would get if you found it, just by doing a Google search. And in most cases, the hosting provider we select will allow you to put multiple domain names at no additional cost. This is critical for the internet marketing game plan that I may prescribe for you, because if you have one website but you sell many different products, it's oftentimes very beneficial to have other additional websites called landing pages that target a niche product that you sell, and they all bring them back to the main website that you own. without having an unlimited domain name type of hosting provider, you're going to have to pay for separate hosting on each and every one of those additional domain names. Now, we don't recommend you do that. We recommend you take out your own domain name, your own hosting. It's going to be in your business name. You're not going to have any obligation to kellyday.net. You could do with it as you wish. Now, if you choose to have us build a website for you, all you need to do is provide us your account information, and we will set up a website for you on your hosting platform. Then down the road, if you decide that you want to do some internet marketing, we will build landing pages and put them on your hosting platform with no obligation or contract with us. So it's your property, you own it, and you hire us to build the perfect website with the perfect internet marketing on your behalf. So the last two questions are basically, are all hosting providers the same, and does Kelly Day provide hosting? First of all hosting providers are not the same. I think you get that point. It could be everything from some guy with a hard drive in his garage that's tied into the internet to a really robust, ultra secure retina display to get in the door kind of hosting environment on a dedicated rack with all your information just for you. Or it could be shared hosting at a very inexpensive price that does everything that you need it to do online, and you have complete ownership over it. And that's a great segue to the last question. Does Kelly Day provide hosting? We really don't. On very, very few occasions will I put a client on my shared hosting platform. For the most part, I want you to have your own hosting. I want you to come to the table with your own shared hosting or dedicated hosting, whatever it may be. I want to put you into one that I know that I can work with. In that case, currently we're using HostGator, and I'll build your site, and at the end of the day, it's going to be a turnkey solution without any obligation to me or to Kelly Day. You walk away with your website intact, no monthly fee, unless we're doing some kind of internet marketing for you. But there's no fee involved with the actual hosting because you've already prepaid and purchased that little slice of internet real estate, and I'm just merely building your house at that location. So that concludes the video. Thanks for taking the time to view this. I hope that you got a lot out of it. I hope that you understand now what hosting is and why it's important for your company to choose the right hosting provider. And if we could help you get started, by all means, send me an email or give us a call, and we'll set up an appointment to discuss your needs, probably within 24 hours, and get started. Put you into the right hosting, get the right internet marketing game plan for you, and get you recognized and noticed online, and hopefully bring traffic. If you already have a website and you're looking for a hosting provider, just use the link that I have below this video and use the same hosting that we put our clients with. And if you already have a website and you already have hosting and you just need some help with internet marketing, by all means, send me an email or give me a call for a free consultation. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, guys. Have a great day, and God bless.